Welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I hope you're having a magical day, and thank you all so much for taking the time to stop by and check out our latest Magic the Gathering Arena build. All December long, we have free-to-play content for you. No rares, no mythics, no problem. We're going to have a new deck every single day that is just commons and uncommons. They're very easy to build, and then you can save your wild cards for some of the more competitive decks. Now, that's not to say that these decks aren't going to win you games, because we go on an absolute tear today, taking down literally all of the best decks. So you're going to enjoy. Decklist is in the description, but let's break it down. Building around Insidious Roots. Of course, this is a powerhouse free-to-play card for 2 mana as an enchantment. Creature tokens you control have tap to add 1 mana of any color. And whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 0/1 plant creature token, and then put a +1/+1 counter on it for each plant you control. This is awesome because it allows us to make multiple creatures that have +1/+1 counters on it, and we'll be utilizing the new card, Dai Li Agents, for 5 mana as a 3/4. When this creature enters, Earthbend 1, and then Earthbend 1 again. Whenever this creature attacks, each opponent loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is the number of creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them. So this is going to be the Earthbent lands, of course, but it's also, like I said, all of the plants that we will be accumulating when we get rid of things from our graveyard. We also have Torgal, a fine hound here. That's a little bit of sauce for 2 mana as a 2/2. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each dog or wolf you control. So a core card of the build will be the Snarling Gorehound. This is a dog that goes well with the fine hound. And then, we've got Honest Rutstein as a human. We have the Agents as a human. We have the Maverick as a human as well. So there's plenty of humans in the deck to capitalize off of this. And then, adding mana is great. But again, it's the distribution of +1/+1 counters on our non-plant creatures, which just happen to be human for us in the deck, right? So yeah, Honest Rutstein can make those creatures cost 1 less, which is really cool. And then when it enters, you'll return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand, which of course triggers the roots, which is really good. Speaking of triggering the roots, the Dredger's Insight is one of the best for 2 mana as an enchantment. Whenever an artifact or creature leaves your graveyard, gain 1 life. That's going to trigger multiple times throughout the game. And whenever this enchantment enters, mill 4, then put an artifact or creature / land from among the milled into your hand, right? So that's going to help us grab something back, which is really nice, preferably a creature that triggers the roots as well. Oakley dokley. So the Gorehound is really good because whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters Surveil 1, that's going to be all of the plants as they enter. And then, obviously the majority of the deck as well with Torgal. The Maverick, when it enters, it's going to Surveil 2, and you can also pay 1 to exile it from your grave, which would trigger roots to put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control, which again is really good for our agents and what we're doing here. So it all fits really, really well together, you'll notice. And then we have, kind of as filler, the Faerie Dreamthief for 1, a 1/1 with flying. When it enters Surveil 1, we can exile it from our own grave for 3, draw a card, lose 1 life. It's good enough, right? Speaking of filler, we'll have the Aftermath Analyst. When it enters, mill 3 cards, sacrifice it for 4 to grab all your lands back. You shouldn't need to do this, but I don't mind a creature with power that's 2 or less to trigger the Gorehound, and it also can help you mill 3 cards. We have the Cash Grab, as an alternative to that. Mill 4 cards, then put a permanent from among them into your hand that were milled this way. It's never going to be a squirrel, so don't worry about the rest of that. But in case you do mill a roots, right, you can grab that back. Of course, if you're milling any creatures, you have other ways to grab those back as well. A core card as well that we don't want to go without will be the Molt Tender for 1, a 1 mana 1/1 that can tap to mill a card or to exile a card from your graveyard to add 1 mana, which again is a really consistent way to trigger the roots. Then we have removal within the build, 4 copies of Stab, instant speed, -2/-2 to target Badger, and Shoot the Sheriff to destroy target non-outlaw Badger, which is a lot of fun in the build as well. So I hope you enjoy the deck. Again, you're looking to just play your classic Roots build where you're filling the grave with creatures, then you're exiling those creatures from your grave, or returning them, right? Having them leave your grave, right? And then the new card, which is the Agents, which can go, in a little bit later once you've accumulated some plants and just help remove your opponent's health points, which is a lot of fun. So again, Decklist in the description below. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. but kick back, relax, and enjoy, most importantly. Let's keep 7. Dredger's inside. Oh, okay. Molt Tender in on 1. Roots in on 2. And we mill a card. What is this? Any color or an ally spell. Interesting. Okay. An aggressive deck. Invasion Reinforcement. Okay. Insidious Roots in play. We can do this at instant speed. Pass over. We'll do it on their turn. Threaten the blocker. Great Divide Guide. Now these are all tapping for mana of any color. Here's another one. So now we can go ahead and mill because they've tapped their creatures. The Dredger's Insight. Mill. This is probably the one we should take. But for now, let's focus on the Doogie. The Doogie. It is in play. We're gonna take out the other. Get our plants on. And then here's another Rubblebelt to fill the graveyard a little bit more. 4th land we already have. Don't need it. Don't need it. Hard removal would be nice. Dang. Taking a token? Yes, so this is like a permanent delete, which is really good. And then Avatar Aang on top. Wow. Land in. Old Rut Steaming. Grab our agents. Make the plant. Surveil the tender to the grave. This is an instant speed spell that's threading the block. As is this. Just making sure that this isn't during our turn. 2 blockers. We're at 23 life and turn. We could attack and try to get a block and then take Aang, but I'm not into it. Let's just chill out. A water tribe. Okay. I mean, that is definitely a card. Here's another ally token. And then Commander, which is going to give them Indestructible. But this can bypass that, not by itself, though. But they're all kind of tapped out for the turn, right? Okay, here is a cash grab. Let's take the Maverick, which is going to make the plant, right? I think it needs to be a creature, right? Then we're surveilling the inside to the grave. And then we're going to let's kill this blocker. Just making another plant. Making the tender. Surveilling to the grave. Now it's our turn. Sorry, I know that takes a bit. Here's our agents. Earthbend. 2 lands. Let's take a wild guide. Make another plant. Surveil to the grave more. Ooh. Maybe we let it sit. Good game. Sorry about all your mythics and rares that you spent. Oh no. And look at this. The Agents is gonna deal 7 damage just on that attack, which again, we can continue to increase, which is a lot of fun through the roots creation of the plants. On the draw, keeping 7 Maverick into roots. Not terrible, and I might play slow too and just go right to roots. Maverick is easy to play later. I just noticed the tiger behind him. Oh my gosh, it has 6 eyes. That's phenomenal. Tigers have spots on their ears, or when they are drinking and have their head down, that it looks like their eyes are still watching you. Very cool. I see you know your cats, sir. It's uncanny. They look good. Evolution, right? Years and years of being snatched at the watering hole with your head's down, or your back is turned. Like, that's crazy. A wild guide. I'm taking it. Three Insidious Roots. Two is going to be enough. I'd rather find another piece of removal. Oh, they milled the badger? Man, that has got to hurt! Land out. Roots number 1 out. Dreamthief in. Surveil 1. I'm going to keep that 4th land. No attack. We're going to bring back Torgal. And we should be able to play Rutstein and Torgal in the same turn, and then Agents is a go. Unless we want to be greedy with another Roots, but I'm not sold. I think we might just want to get after it. Hey, Mole is back to action, Jackson. Ooh. Individual of culture. The cleric is good. Maybe it's like a fun combo deck. Land in. We can roots more later. I think the progression here is best. In. Hit 1. I like it. I mean, it's flowing. Not too shabby. I'm glad we didn't keep the 3rd roots. Too greedy. They can offspring the cleric easily. I wonder what we draw. And at this point, I guess I'd like the Maverick to die. I'd like the Dreamthief to die so we can start pushing those out of our graveyard with their own abilities, triggering our roots. And that's going to power up our Agents. Search your library for a card, put it into the graveyard, shuffle, return 2 creatures with mana value 4 or less, 2 wild guides. Wow, it is a life gain combo. So we need to be quick. Land in play. Roots in play. Only One Doogie in play, but that's okay. And then we're going to Earthbend. Lands. Attack for 1. The Maverick defends. And the Agents, in theory, swings for 8. Hopefully we can get some goodies to trigger Roots a few more times. Town Breeder, that's okay. Milling. Uh-oh. Grabbing a land. In play. Still 4 available mana. Oh, no, sorry. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, that's gross. They can do whatever they want. 8 available mana. That's insane. Great Divide Guide. Okay. We like a Doogie. Swing for 1. It's fun! Keeping the Maverick to block. They're gonna put counters on their Wild Guides. Nice. That would make Wild Guide good in the Agent deck. If you were gonna be upgrading anything. But that's kind of like a different build. This is more of like a Graveyard Mill situation. It could replace Torgal maybe? I don't know. I like the dogs, because the Gorehound too, right? An Offspring Wild Guide. Thanks for spending your mana. I know you have unlimited mana still, but only so many cards in hand. You need some draw, right? And then here's an Offspring there. You can't walk. The guy can walk it. And another guide. Oh my lord. Stab. Ooh. Ugh. They still have all the mana they want, but maybe taking a Cleric would have been more appropriate. Insight, that's not bad. Another Cleric. Pretty good. Which, I mean, obviously can all the mana in the world. They are draining us, which is not good. I should have killed the Cleric. Dang it. 4 of them? That's really good. Attack. Swing in, baby! Ooh. So those are Badgers. Wild Guide and a Badger. Nice. Am I dead? I think I might be. Nice. Thanks for attacking. I actually really appreciate that. Double plant with a Surveil to the grave. I just need more creatures in the grave. Doesn't really get us where we need to go. Unless we get like a Rutstein in the grave. One, two, three, 4 blockers. If we don't, we're dead. I mean, that's not lethal either, though, right? We do need some life just to survive. And maybe they have a dead turn. We're going to need some blockers, though. Zero math was done. No, I didn't do the math. Math is too hard. I mean, we are swinging for 15 perfectly. They do have to block something. Right? And each block we get is a creature not attacking. Hopefully we don't lose anything. We get some life out of it. You know, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers, which is definitely not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tight. They did play a land, which means no cleric damage this turn, which is good. And if they, ooh, because of you block there. The lands block is... Oh no, the lands... Anything with a +1 counter we want to stay. So this is better to block 3. So what do we have here? 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right? So that would be 11. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, down to 1. Oh, I guess the 1-2 could block the 1-1. What am I doing? I like to go to 1. It's fun! I didn't even consider. I just like, okay, we need 1 life to live. A land in tap, that's awesome. We're gonna push up anything. Push up the 1, so it has to block it. Okay. Well, they don't have any blocker. I mean, it's just lethal. Because this is gonna deal 6 damage, because this is making a token, right? And then no blocks, just GG's. That's beautiful. Nice deck, dude. On the draw, opponent's gonna go first. I think we mulligan for better land. Thank you. And the cash grab can go. Playing slow. Agents could have went as well, maybe, but we're okay. Tender on 1. Well, Tender on 2. Roots on 3. Maybe Roots again. Take it. It gets to be too much of a problem. Bill. I mean, that's a problem too, though. This whole deck is a massive problem. Okay, Tender in. Maverick in to help us get something to the Analyst for sure. Insight can stay. That's a good thing to play on top of Roots. Block with the Maverick. We might take some damage though, because Bill's never going to get smaller, right? So if we save that block for later, we're stopping more damage than if we block now and take it earlier on. So probably just, you know, taking one on the chin. No block. Down to 13. Because next turn we can block it maybe for 5 or 6, right? Roots in play. Then we can pass turn. Block with the Maverick. exile the analyst from the... Oh, I don't appreciate that. Alright, we're just gonna make a plant here. Kill it. You get a land as well, though, which is pretty awesome. Green source. Pass turn. We have a root and then an insight on top of that, potentially, if we get a land. Oh no, we have the plant. And we can still block with the Maverick. 2 cards left in hand. And, you know, we want to save this until they're like pushing up with Bill and... Oh, I think they are going to do it, though. Yeah. They still might do it. We're not surviving without a block, though, right? 2 cards in hand. I think they might have removal. Felling our tender, which is good. Very good. Land off the top. Land off the top. Nice. Another roots in play. And we have 3 available mana. Let's double trigger roots. The first was with the insight, and that's going to help us gain some life to stay alive as well, right? And then the Maverick, again, more life gain. I feel like they have another Assassin's Trophy. That would be brutal. Alright, let's take our creature. Gain 1 life, make a plant. And then this is only at sorcery speed. Just putting +1 counter on the one that can still block, I guess, right? Gaining a life. Here's another plant. We have 12 life. What was it? Draw a card for each creature you control with a +1 counter on it. Nice. That is not bad. We're down to 12. This looks grim. Ooh. It's not great. I think we have to block them both at this point. We definitely have to block Bill. Not a fan. So they're going to activate Bill's ability here. Yes. That's up to 10, down to 2. They're at 20. Yai. And you have a land. Well, I mean, that's actually pretty good when you're at 2 life. Okay, Rutstein in play. Grab a creature. Make a plant to gain a life. Play the creature. Hold up removal to maybe stay alive. We're never getting out of this positively. Nope. Good luck. You're going to need some hard removal off the top. Oh, it's an earthbending land. They could earthbend a land that already entered. And I'm at 3 life, so that's not great. But can they earthbend and activate Bill? Maybe do some counting. Once they activate Bill, we can take him anywhere else instead. Being forced into these blocks sucks. We're gonna use that 1-2 block. And then the Dreamthief block. And the Grain. Hit for 5. Wow, that's risky, bud. You're swinging? I don't know. We've got 3 blockers. That's all we technically would need. Don't want to lose the agents, though. So maybe we should have kept it back, but technically I do have another backup, and it keeps the song and dance going. I don't know how we've held on. Okay, so there's no doubling up, though, now. Which means the agents can freely block. Ah, what's that last card? Or maybe they're playing defensively now. They're like, okay, this is not working out. All they need is trample, right? Now that's why trample's so important to have. Oh, well, it's some form of evasion, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be trample. Menace, flying. A few that come to mind. Florist walking. It re-enters, which is fine. Out of 3. I didn't realize that was a damage land. Dave got a blocker. We're gonna lose 1 life, but gain it right back. Make the plant. Cash grab. Would trigger it again. I don't want to play another agent, though. Ooh, that's good. It's a creature, right? And it puts a counter here, which we like. No life. Plants. No creature engrave. This is a better blocker than 3-4. We might want to mill a card here. We do hit for 8. Gain 8 life. Which is substantial, but it's not part of the play line. Right, we need all 3 blockers. We have 5. They could have removal or, you know, haste. I don't know. There's a Boss Sing. Which is on the damage land again. Be careful with that. 3 mana up. Earthbender's Ascension. They're tapped, right? So this is fine. right? Because the land can't attack, but it is a damage-based land. They're min-maxing. They're min-maxing. Other land in play, Trigger's Bill and the Chocobo. But, you know, until they have trample, it's irrelevant. And they don't want to overswing, right? They're probably just playing defensively. Three blockers only, and we've got plenty. Like, this is lethal. This is a good game. This literally is good game. We've won. I've just realized I'm a little slow. Let's mill ourselves. And then this will help us a little bit more. Down to 6. Uh-oh. What does that card do? I better read it. Oh my gosh. Agents of Doom. I love the art on this. You shall not pass. This is a fun deck that we were able to keep. Just being patient, you know, building up and knowing when we can hit for lethal. That's fantastic. Good game. Well, Oakley dokely. It's nice to see a new card in rotation with the free-to-play decks. The Agents works really good. And, you know, there's, I think, an Earth-bending build that exists in Golgari with more new cards. However, when I'm trying to build you the most competitive decks, right? So you are free to play, but then you're also winning all your games, completing those quests, farming the gold. It's Insidious Roots, right? If you're going Golgari, you've got to go Insidious Roots. And then if we're min-maxing that, this is kind of where we end up. I like how we went with the Fine Hound for the humans, which are here through Rutstein, through the Agents, which all works really, really well with it. So having some fun with the build. I hope you enjoy. Decklist in the description below. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel. If there is a specific color or archetype or mechanic that you'd like built around for a free-to-play deck, you know, this is the time. 'Tis the season, right? So cheers, and I'll see you all soon in the next.